All right, the news is in. Went to the mechanic shop and got the diagnosis on this 1996 Toyota Camry. I did a little short video about an hour ago talking about this engine noise or an engine whine. And you could really only hear it from inside the car, but you still can hear a little bit of it out, outside with the hood popped up. So here's what the mechanic did. So save yourself some diagnosis money when you can do this yourself. All right. Went through the process of elimination to find out where this engine noise is coming from. So I'm going to do the best I can with this camera, so bear with me. I'm using an iPhone on this video here, so I'm going to hopefully tilt it to the right direction where you can see what's going on. All right, this is the alternator right here. Okay. Everybody should know that. If you don't, hey, it's very easy to get to. A lot of times these will make a noise. Did a little sound check on that. That alternator is still in perfect shape. Now, here's what gets me about this alternator. This car's got approximately 400,000 miles on it. Original alternator. How's that possible? Toyota. I'm going to just leave it at that. All right. Right here, and I'm going to try to get this camera here. This is the timing belt cover. And this timing, I don't know if you can see it or not right here. There's some writing here. You can see where this timing belt was changed at about 100,000 miles. So the car's got about 400,000 miles on it now. So we've got approximately a little under 300,000 miles on that timing belt and the original water pump. And by the way, this is the original engine. It's never been worked on except for a few outer things. And the original transmission. Here again, Toyota, Honda, you're out there too as far as quality goes, and some other vehicle brands. I'm not knocking any brands out there. I'm just telling you what I've seen and what works. So anyway, getting back to the engine noise, and I was afraid it was going to be the water pump. Well, check that out. Water pump's still good. Last but not least, back down in here, and I believe you have to access it from underneath the car, is going to be the power steering pump. That's what it is. Not something I've even got to get fixed today or this week. If I'm going down the road and the power steering pump just goes out, I can still drive this thing home and probably make that change myself. Now, I probably will not do it because here in South Georgia, it is so muggy hot right now. I don't want to have to get underneath this car. I don't even really have the facilities, and not even sure if I have all the right tools or not. Get all dirty, sandy, and oily. I'd just rather pay somebody else to do it. It's not a big, expensive job. So if you're wondering where, and this can apply to a lot of other cars as well, you're getting that whine noise. I'm not talking about some other mechanical knocking. I'm talking about a whine. As you rev the engine up and you hear that whine going up and down, check your power steering pump. It could still be working fine. Now we checked just to make sure. Here's the reservoir where you keep your power steering fluid in there. That's where you store it at, and that's what feeds the pump the fluid. Checked it, and it is absolutely full. And by the way, 400,000 miles have never changed the power steering fluid. Mechanic said it's kind of a waste of time. Fluid is fluid. Now, a lot of other mechanics will say, hey, you need to change these fluids out every, such and such miles. I think you absolutely should on your coolant. I would probably change that according to what your book calls for. Do I follow that book? Probably not. Still doing well. Original radiator. This radiator has never been changed. Most of the parts on this car are original. But anyway, getting back to our story, power steering pump. Get that whine fixed, and if it's drivable, keep driving it until you can get your new pump installed. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. This is Scott, and I hope we've saved you a $100 diagnosis fee. Diagnosis fee. All right. Thank you again.